Morning, H.
Hiya.
Today I'd like you to instruct me as a partly trained pupil.
Okay, sure.
And I'd like you to instruct me on emerging from T Junctions.
Sure.
Okay. Imagine my instructor's on holiday and
Okay.
you're filling in,
Sure.
and it's the same make and model of car that
Okay.
I'd normally use. Have you got any questions?
No.
Okay, that's great. Begin when you're ready.
Okay. Good morning, Barry.
Morning.
You okay?
Yes, fine, thank you.
Okay, Barry, before we start today's lesson, just want to recap on what you've done before.
Okay.
I believe you've done some work on junctions, yeah?
I have done a little bit, yeah,
Okay.
turning left and turning right.
Okay. So when you did this junction work, did you come across a routine?
I think that mirror signal manoeuvre.
Good. And was that expanded to mirror signal position speed?
He did actually, yes. He said there was a bit more. I can't remember all of it. It's mirror signal manoeuvre and then something like position.
Yeah, and then there was the S part was the speed.
Oh, yeah.
And then the L bit, can you remember?
Was that for looking?
Excellent. Okay, yeah, good. So just very quickly then, which mirrors did you use for, say, moving to the left, before you moved to the left?
I got me to check the centre mirror
Yeah.
and then the left one.
Okay, and if you were turning right, which mirrors?
The centre one again and
Okay.
then the right one.
Excellent. What sort of road position did you take up for turning left and right?
I think when I went left, he said
Yeah.
it was just the normal position that I didn't have to change.
Good.
And then right, I had to move over sort of more in the middle of the road.
Excellent. Left or centre? Yeah.
Right, yeah,
Okay.
just left of the centre.
And as you approached a junction to turn left into a side road, what sort of speed did you approach the junction at?
I think he said slow it down, something like 10 miles an hour maybe.
Good. Okay. Okay. So you've given me some good information. So you've got a bit of knowledge on junctions already. That information you've given me, we're going to utilise on today's lesson.
Right.
Because what I'm going to concentrate on today is to teach you how to deal with T junctions,
Okay.
emerging out of them safely. What I will do is I'll explain it with the aid of a diagram.
Yep.
Once I've explained it, we'll then practice it where I'll give you some instruction.
Okay.
Towards the end of the lesson, you'll be doing this with a bit of instruction from me then.
Right, okay.
That's today's objective. Okay, so you've already told me about the MSPSL. So just looking at this diagram here, we're going to be turning left at the end of this road. The first thing we've got to do is to identify that there's a junction coming up.
Yeah.
Now if you look at this one as an example, what tells you this is the end of the road here then, Barry?
I can see all the houses across the other side.
So that's a good clue itself, yeah?
Yeah.
Other things you can look for are road markings. Now it's not very clear on this one, but you can just make out this centre
Yeah, I can
markings
see the
there.
lines, but they're a little bit worn
Good.
away.
So you'll come across these markings, the giveaway markings,
Yeah.
possibly the giveaway sign. Yeah,
Right.
there isn't one here. You'll also possibly come across a stop sign in that shape there.
Right.
Now I'll help you with those as we come to those. Yes, once
Yeah.
we've identified the junction, we're going to use the MSPSL.
Okay.
You've already briefly told me about this, yeah? You've told me about the mirrors. Now, if you were turning left on this junction at the end of this road, how would you time your signal on this one? Bearing in mind you've got that situation
right.
there.
Oh, he said last time, he said you have to wait until you go past there so
Good.
people don't think you're turning
Excellent. Okay, good. Then you're going to reduce your speed,
Yeah.
yeah? And then you're going to start looking, yeah?
in.
Now,
Okay.
that's for a left turn. Now, what you've got to bear in mind is you've now got to give way to traffic on the main road, yeah?
Yeah.
Now, what you'll need to do is as you come up to the end of the road, you'll have to steer to the left, just to position yourself towards the left and follow the curb around.
Okay.
Yeah? For your right turn, you've already told me about your MSPSL. Again, this time, when you stop at the end, you will need to keep your wheels straight, yeah?
Oh,
Okay.
right, so you don't turn before you go round.
No, so keep your wheels straight on this one, yeah?
Okay.
Okay, so the main part of the exercise here is emerging safely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, in order to do that, you need to make a minimum observation. You need to look right, left, and right as a minimum observation.
Right, okay.
And what you're looking for is safe gaps
Yeah.
in the traffic. You're looking for traffic, cars coming through, any pedestrians that may be crossing the road either way. Yeah.
Right.
Any cyclists coming through, motorbikes, push bikes, etc. But more importantly, safe gaps. Yeah. So taking this example here, if we are turning left here, you're obviously looking for a gap from the right, yeah?
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean to say you don't look left, because if you take this example, can you see this van?
Yeah.
And you've got these parked cars. This van is actually coming onto our side of the road.
Right. Okay.
Yeah? So that's why you've got to look right, left, and right as a minimum.
Yeah.
Now, to gauge a safe gap, to ensure that you don't cause another vehicle to slow down, swerve, or stop. If you can imagine, you can walk across from one side to the other without causing them to slow down.
Yeah.
It's going to be a safe gap to emerge, yeah?
Okay.
Okay. Similarly, if you're turning right, this time you're looking for a gap not just from the right,
Yeah.
but you're also looking for a gap from the left. Yeah?
Right,
So you've got to
okay.
blend in with that traffic without causing them to slow down, swerve, or stop
Yeah.
again. Yeah. So you're looking for the same sort of things. Now, one of the things that you will come across is, if I just turn over the page just to demonstrate here, you're going to come across what we call open and closed junctions.
Right.
Yeah? Now, looking at this diagram here, you've got, on approach, you've got grass fields. Imagine grass fields here.
Yeah.
So on the approach, what's your view like into the new road?
Quite good, probably.
Quite good, yeah.
Mm.
Okay, so that's what we call an open junction.
Okay.
This one, because you've got buildings here, you can't really see. So it's
Yeah.
a closed junction. So what would you class this one as, do you think, Barry?
Is this a closed one?
Yeah, can't really see. There's a
Mm.
little bit more of a view there, but we'll class it as a closed one.
Okay.
Yeah. So with the open one, if you make your observations, if you can see on the approach from back here 2 or 3 car lengths from the junction,
Yeah.
that it is safe, and you can make your observations to the right and left, yeah, before you
Yeah.
get to the end, then you should do so.
Okay.
Yeah? So looking right, left, and right, looking for the same things as those junctions we've discussed: pedestrians, cyclists, safe gaps, cars, etc. Yeah. Once you've decided yes, it's safe, and you can emerge without basically causing them to slow down, then we can actually emerge without stopping, because it's got dotted white lines,
Right.
meaning give way. So it means give way to traffic if there is
Okay.
any.
Yep.
If it was a solid line, then we'd have to obviously come to a stop there. Yeah. Okay. So that's from emerging from an open junction, and generally speaking, we will emerge from them in second gear. If there's any differences, I'll help you with that. Okay.
Yep. That's
For
fine.
a closed junction, however, because you cannot see until you get to the end,
Yeah.
then what I'm going to get you to do is to slow it down at a speed so that we'll need to slip it into first gear as we come to the end. Yeah.
Right.
Now, for the first few junctions, what I am going to do is, as we approach these closed junctions, I'll get you to stop at every one of those.
Yeah.
The first few junctions. Once you've got the hang of it, I'll try and get you to slip it into first gear before the end of the road to make your observations right, left, and right.
Yeah.
And if it's safe, we can proceed without stopping.
Okay.
That's a rolling first gear emerge, and I'll help you with that on the move. So just going back to the closed junction, when you get to the end, you may still not be able to see if there's parked cars, for instance. There's parked cars there, you still can't see around that. So what you'll have to do is to edge forward using clutch control, and
Yeah.
you'll be able to use what we call creep and peep method. So using
Right.
clutch control, just edging forward to a
Yeah.
point where you can see, and then once you can see, you make your effective observations looking right, left, and right.
Right.
If it's safe, then we'll emerge without causing other vehicles to slow
Right,
down,
okay.
swerve, or stop. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
So just to recap, then, when you come to the end of the road, or as you approach the junction, what's the minimum observation did we say that you're going to make, Barry?
Right, left, and right again.
Excellent. Good. So that's the bare minimum. Yeah. Okay. What was the difference between an open and closed junction?
Well, the open one was where you could see really well,
Good.
and the closed one was where there were things in the way that you couldn't see.
Excellent. And what gear did we say we'd approach a closed one?
Was it in first gear?
Excellent. And when we get to the end of the road, what sort of things are we going to look for?
Looking for cars coming, and was it also looking for people who might be about?
Good, excellent. So safe gaps as well, yeah?
Yep.
Okay, so that's what we're going to do now, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk you through the emerging aspect of
Right.
it, and then as you get better, I'll back off with the instruction.
Okay.
Okay,
great.
so that's what we'll do now.
Okay.